Salvete! Greetings, dear Latinists. Welcome to my channel. This is Latin with Stephen. Welcome to another video. Here we are focusing today on the imperfect tense. Now, I already did one video, that's lesson 5.1, on the imperfect tense with are verbs. Now, imperfect tense, quick recap. It is used to express basically one of two things. Number one, an ongoing, incomplete action in the past. I was walking. We were sitting. Father was talking. It was ongoing, but it's not finished. That's number one. Number two is an habitual action in the past, something that used to happen. For example, when I was younger, I used to play the piano, or maybe I would play the piano. We're not talking about a one-off specific event. We're talking about something that was a habit or a custom. Another example, my sister and I used to go to the theatre once a month. As opposed to, last week I went to the theatre. That would be perfect tense, because it's a one-off action, whereas we used to go is imperfect. So hopefully you've got that piece and you understand the distinction. Let us now quickly recap the actual endings for the are verbs from last lesson. We'll just take the verb amare, to love, remove your infinitive ending, we get the stem am, and here we go. Amabam, amabas, amabat, amabamus, amabatis, amaband. Amabam, amabas, amabat, amabamus, amabatis, amaband. Well done. I hope that is clear in your head. I need to recite it a few times. It's all about the bams. Bam, bas, bat, bamus, batis, bant. Now, that was last video. Let us now come to second conjugation verbs. How do they end in the infinitive? Do you remember? Not are, but ere, with a long e, ere. Can we think of some common examples? 3 or 4 perhaps, common examples of habere, I've just given you one there by a slip, of second conjugation verbs. There we go. Habere, to have. Habeo. So in the present tense first person, I form, they always have eo. Habeo. I have. Habere, to have. What else? What about the verb to remain? To stay. I've given you a clue there, because if you say remain instead of stay, the Latin's actually in there, isn't it? Manere. Manere. I stay maneo. Eo again. Manere. Habeo habere. Maneo manere. Another one, please. What about to sit? Sedeo. I said sedere. Sedere. What else? The verb to see, very important. Video videre. Videre. And one last one, I think we'll perhaps have the verb to teach. A little less obvious. The verb is docere. Doceo, I teach. Nunc linguam Latinum doceo. I now teach. I'm teaching Latin language. Linguam Latinum doceo. Docere, if you say in English, if you refer to someone being docile, that's from the Latin meaning teachable, actually, as opposed to indocile. And I would never say that about you, lovely viewer sweeties. You are docile, you are easily taught, and I'm sure you're soaking this up like Latin imbibing sponges. So, the endings, good news. The endings are exactly the same in terms of bam, bas, bat, bamus, batis, bant. The only thing that is different is that whereas the first conjugation are verbs retain the a in the middle, amabam, amabas, the ere verbs retain the e, which is their distinctive characteristic, and therefore habere becomes habebam, habebas, habebat, habebamus, habebatis, habebant. Let's do that together. So we take off the ere and we add, instead of abam, abas, abam, abas. So it's only the e that's different, and that will be for all ere verbs. So one more time, please. So what we're saying here is I used to have, it's an ongoing action. Habe bam, habe bas, habe bat, habe bamos, habe batis, habe bant. I hope you're doing this with me. Let's do it one more time. Habe bam, habe bas, habe bat, habe bamos, habe batis, habe bant. So maybe we could say something like Mercator, the merchant. Mercator multam pecuniam habebat. Habebat. The merchant had or used to have multam pecuniam, much money, a lot of money. Whereas the present tense would simply be habet. But habebat he used to have. Maybe he lost it all. Maybe he was a big gambler on the gladiatorial games or the chariot races. Mercator habebat he used to have. Let's have a go at conjugating another one of our second conjugation verbs. What about manere, to stay? So we get the stem man, and then we add mane bam, mane bas, mane bat. I was staying, you were staying, he, she was staying. Mane bamos, mane batis, mane bant. One more time, please. Mane bam, mane bas, mane bat. Mane bamos, mane batis, mane bant. And we'll just take one more for conjugation practice, then we'll do some translations. Let us therefore take the verb to see. Videre, stem with, imperfect, vide bam, vide bas, vide bat. I was seeing, used to see, you were seeing. Vide bamos, vide batis, vide bant. One more time. Vide bam, vide bas, vide bat. Vide bamos, vide batis, vide bant. Well done. So I'll leave those on the screen for you. You can compare the are and the ere in the imperfect, and you'll see that there's very little difference, as I've shown you. So quite easy, I think, to impress upon your memories. So a couple of sentences that I will give you in Latin, and then you can go into Latin. First one, in villa manebam. In villa manebam. What am I saying? Recognize the verb? From manere, to stay, manebam. I was staying in a villa, in the villa. I was staying in the villa. Maybe I used to stay in the villa. Of course, we need context, but either of those two would be suitable as a translation. What about this one? Viri in taberna saipe manebant. Viri in taberna saipe manebant. What's the subject? Viri, from vir. The men, nominative plural. The verb, manebant. Would stay, were staying, used to stay. Where? In the tavern, in the inn. Saipe, often. Maybe we could add quod vinum amabant, because they loved the wine. So that's a nice example for you. Let's see if you can put a few sentences into Latin for me, guys. First one, I'm just reading from my pad here. Mother was sitting in the atrium. Mother was sitting, so we're going to get sedere, in the atrium. Pause if you need to. Marta, in atrio, ablative case, place where. Sedebat. That's the crucial thing. Marta sedebat. Marta in atrio, sedebat. She was sitting, used to sit. Okay, good. I used to see the farmer every day. Every day is quotidie. I used to see the farmer every day. Agricolam, accusative. Quotidie, videbam. Videbam. I see, video. Imperfect, videbam. Would often happen. Agricolam, accusative. Videbam. The subject, of course, is ego, but we do not need to add that explicitly in the sentence. We would often see the girls in the street. We would often see the girls in the street. Pause if you need to. Puellas, accusative. Envía, saipe, videbamos. Puellas, saipe. Envía, videbamos. Verb is videre. Take off the ere, add the ebamos, second conjugation. Puellas, videbamos. Well done if you're getting these right. A few more. The father used to teach the boys. The father used to teach the boys. Verb is docere. Pause. Pater, pueros, accusative plural, docebat. Pater, pueros, docebat. From docere, docebat, he would teach, he used to teach. Two more. I was sitting in the arena with my son. Remember, with is come plus ablative case. I was sitting in the arena, more or less the same word, with my son. In arena cum filio. If you wanted to add my, it would be meo, M-E-O, but we'll just say cum filio. I was sitting, sedebam, from sedere. In arena cum filio, sedebam. I could maybe add there using a first conjugation verb. Pugnam, the fight. Gladiatores expectabamus. We were awaiting, expecting the gladiators. The pugna, the fight. One last sentence then. We used to have a villa in Italy, which is just Italia. We used to have a villa in Italy, using habere. Pause if you need to. Willam, accusative. In Italia, ablative. Habebamos, habebamos. Imperfect first person plural from habere. We had, we used to have. Willam in Italia, habebamos. There you go. Well done, guys. So a few examples there, just to illustrate the kind of scenarios or situations where an imperfect verb might arise in Latin. I think I've made that clear. We have our conjugation ending, so I'd encourage you to maybe practice that a little bit, and then I'll come back in another video and we'll look at the third and in turn the fourth conjugation verbs for this tense, and they're all quite easy, so do not worry. Well done. Thank you for watching the video. Please like if you and subscribe if you haven't already, and drop me a comment. Where are you watching this from? What are your reasons for learning Latin? I'd be very interested to know. Thank you very much, and walete.